Drawing tutorial with Reduce and with regards to the Paintology drawing app. The drawing app that is changing the way we do digital drawing and painting. And many of you are probably thinking that this is not your cup of tea because you need to learn about art techniques, which puts many people off for some reason. But traditional artists have never been put off by that because they learned it through doing and trying and experimenting. And it's the reason why they take their art skills beyond most people. So, what are art techniques? Well, art techniques is basically going beyond just putting down marks with a pencil. Let's say, give an example, pencil and paper. It's going beyond just putting the marks. It's understanding how to create the various elements of a good drawing. For example, the tones, the right type of tones, the shading, the how to create dark color, light color, and apply the right pressure on your pencil, how to take the pencil very lightly and apply it over your pencil, over your paper, and get the right tones. It's all of that. And you'll see that if you compare your drawing to someone who's good, the same paper and pencil, they're obviously better, and they're better because they don't have any magical quality inside of them. They just know how to make better use of the pencil and paper. And if you want to do the same, you learn these art techniques, right? And if you don't want to learn, if you choose not to learn, you have to be honest with yourself and say, no, I can't do it, can't be bothered to do it, whatever reason. And you should be honest with it. Otherwise, you're going to use that same mindset to dismiss many skill sets that many people enjoy throughout their lives and made it joyful, added joy to their lives. That's probably the reason why you got the joy of painting, right? You don't know it until you try it and get the rewards. So Paintologies will allow you to get these rewards very quickly. And I know many of you are of that thinking. Why should I spend my time doing that? Could be watching, the TV series, or I could be watching my favorite Netflix, or I could be doing social media. You see, but that's not the point. The point is art has many other benefits, and I spoke about that yesterday. And these includes, apart from the fact that you feel highly satisfied when you've done a drawing, you also feel a sense of loss, losing yourself from this world. You lose yourself. Take time off. Give yourself time off from the chaos of life, from being ingrained with what everyone's going on about, talking about, and feeling impassioned about. Do something which is creative. I do this practically every day. I spend 2 hours offering these daily tutorials every day. Do I get tired? No, I don't. I actually enjoy it. Why? Because, first of all, number one, I'm teaching something that's extremely valuable to people if they so choose to learn. Secondly, it's very rewarding for me because I've done a drawing, like I've said. And thirdly, you may think that's why would I want to do this? Is I'm expanding my skills, and I continue to think that way. I'm open to expanding my skills, and that's the reason why I can take my skills beyond anyone else and most people in digital drawing. This one, for example, is give me 1 second. I need to put up the bright, because I can hardly see it. This one is the famous Rembrandt and a self-portrait I did yesterday. Did that in grayscale, black and white, on the phone. So for those of you who are very new to Paintology, or new to this live stream, I'm going to give you a quick intro to the resources that you need. First of all, this is the phone that I use. This is the Mona Lisa I did a week back. It was my introduction to the grandmasters. You know, the grandmasters of painting, like Cézanne, Degas, Monet, Manet, and Gauguin, and Sicily, the Pissarro, you name it. All the greats of our previous times have produced paintings to marvel at. So not forgetting Da Vinci, of course, yeah, this Mona Lisa. So this was done on my phone, and I show you how. It's not too difficult. You may think, oh God, I could never get up that path. But remember, you probably put that thought in your head when you were young, and it's been with you for practically all your life. And you choose not to do anything, although you tried, and you just jump into a wall, you run into a wall, and that's it. Yeah, and then you blame that whoever can draw exceptionally well are born with a paintbrush or pencil in their mouth, right, which is totally untrue. I have a lot of skills. My skills exceed far beyond art in other areas, so I can go on about it. I can name quite a few. Writing is an example, poetry, and technology, you name it, dancing even. So there you are. So it's if you want to find out if skill is something you're born with, it's not true. You're looking at that person who takes a skill and goes beyond what most people do, and they do it through because they're impassioned. They don't feel there's no limit. The sky's the limit, and that's why they can get there. So the reason I got into art was because I was a traditional artist for a while, and I also, like yourself, my art remained dormant for most of my life because I felt uncomfortable. I didn't think I could get back into it because I was quite good as a kid, and I never had the confidence. And believe it or not, I once took out paint by numbers, from a hobby shop, a local hobby shop, and then I started doing it, and then I started painting it, and oddly enough, I got my comfort level back. I could paint and draw, without even thinking too much. And then I created a very nice, for a first attempt, extremely nice painting. This was of a World War II warplane of something in the sky, and it had the clouds and everything. And I put a frame and I hung it up, and people loved it. And that gave me the catalyst to start painting. And then eventually, I was just every day painting, drawing, painting essentially in acrylics. And then life circumstances come in, you can't keep it up. And then there's a big gap. And then I started oil pastels. And then there was another big gap. And then I started charcoals and continued drawing, painting. And then I eventually discovered digital about 5 years ago and decided to introduce Paintology. I had the idea for introduce Paintology back to the world, applying these art techniques that I had learnt in traditional. And I'm so glad I did that because the versatility of the digital medium, you will not know the full potential of it unless you, if you follow me, you'll probably know, but you will not never know beyond the tools that you use unless you follow me. So there are a few pages that I want you to bookmark. First one is paintology.com, and when you go down there, when you go to just below to the button where it says daily step by step, please click on that, and then you'll come to this page, and then you'll see two Paintology streams, produce streams big. You know, these are the two main YouTube streams that I push the daily live stream of about 2 hours. So you can see here, 1st of December, I've got Jean Baptiste, Wagon in the Plains of Artois. So this is the reference image here. It's a wonderful painting. Like yourself, I have a preference for some artwork, and not all the artwork, some artwork. I'm not a big fan of the last century, previous centuries, when, you know, religious characters and all that, and religious symbolism and all that. I'm not into people as much. I'm more into the nature landscape, but that's my personal preference. I do portraits, and portraits really you have to boost your artistic skills to do portraits. Landscapes is so natural. You know, there's no twig. You don't need a twig, exact twig to do that. You can bend it, shape it, however you feel like. It's so wonderful. And if you look at this wagon, right, look, when you take a close-up look, it looks crude, doesn't it? But yet, look far, it just brings a whole sense of belonging to this scene that you may have seen once or twice in your lifetime, but probably in a different way. So this is a cropped image of this painting by Jean Baptiste, and that's what I usually do, put it in portrait mode. So did I download this? I want to download this. Yep, I downloaded this image, so that's what you should do. And then you can see I have Paintology Stream 8 GMT and the part 2 Produce 9 GMT. So I tend to go through the first part of my drawing and then continue in the second part and finish it on part 2. So you can find the links there. Right now you're on my Paintology stream. Okay, and there are plenty of examples. They're all full live streams. I don't know if any artist would do something. Some of you might recognize this star by Edgar Degas, and he was one of the Impressionist painters, along with Monet, Sisley, Pissarro, and Manet, and a few others, Gauguin, and so they were actually created their own movement outside of the French period of art, where they were more into refinement, how a painting should be done. So art is never like that, and they knew that, because art should be an expression of anything, an expression of, it could be in any form, manner. It's you. It represents the very person you are. That's what art is. If you feel an artwork is bad, that's your own personalization, or also people who are not really qualified to judge, right? So don't let that put you down. You're beginning, so you've got to learn. And learn, you know, privately if you have to. Don't go about flashing and then getting destructive criticism from people who don't draw even at all. You know, and then they're not the people you're going to get motivated constructive criticism. So there's plenty. You can see drawing made on the live sessions, completed drawing. See, I've made all these drawings, and then you can see here, this was the late Matthew Perry. All these drawings. This was a bird. Look, looks realistic, doesn't it? Made on the phone. So that is one of the. So the other one you want to bookmark and follow me. Please do follow me because it helps a great deal. Is paintology.quora.com. Here you will see. I'm going to refresh that. Here you'll see that I've got this new. I do a daily update on that. This is the painting of the famous Rembrandt, and this was the original reference. Pissarro, you can see Camille Pissarro. You can tell by some of the wonderful ways they paint. It's really majestic. See, this is original, and I did this on my phone. Not bad, huh? So sunflowers, of course, unrecognized. So I've been doing the Grand Masters, but if you go all the way, you'll see I've done, this is the gas, you'll see I've done many others. The fox in the woods. I've done many different ones, which are, you can pick an image of your choice and simply draw on it. So that's what we're going to do, exit, and then I'm going to, this is the home page of the app. So if you do come to be the first to install the app, please do not go to draw, go to blank canvas and look at the tools and start comparing with other apps. You're doing yourself an injustice by doing that because it's not designed to compete with that. It's designed to fulfill a huge niche which the other drawing apps have not done, and that is the niche of art techniques, not digital tools. If you're looking for digital tools to do everything, you're barking up the wrong tree because you'll be always be subservient to the tools. You will never go beyond the tools, and all your art creations will look digitally created. Can you honestly tell me when you look at my drawing that they were created digitally? No, you cannot. You just simply cannot, because I do it mostly manually, and I have the techniques under my belt doing it manually. I don't rely on tools blending. I do it myself. And you might say, well, it's going to take me a lot longer. Again, you're wrong. I am probably 10 times faster than a digital artist who's going to use tools for the same landscape. You can test me if you like. Bring your best digital artist who uses tools to do a landscape, and I will bring on my game, and we can see who produces the artwork fastest and probably, and it's good. Any reference image. Okay, so I'm not bragging here. I'm just trying to give you the truth, because the majority of you beginners come with a whole baggage of ideas and what digital art should be. But you're not the only ones. There are even very people who've been in the art world for many, many years, but they're not practitioners. And they give a very bad rap about digital drawing. So digital drawing and painting. And I protect anyone who does digital art in my approach or their approach using tools, because they think it's a fad and they think it's a joke and it's not real art and it's got no soul in it. These people are born on another planet. It happens to be that some of these people, and they come from, even from art institution, they happen to be even curators, and they have that very low-minded thinking that traditional art is the way to go. Digital art is a fad. It's just, Makes me laugh. If you watch me and you think I do digital art differently from traditional, you'll know that you may think an AI has done it because it's so good, firstly. Secondly, you'll know that I put my own effort. Every stroke I do is of my own stroke, nobody else's. Okay? So you learn that. So let's go ahead, less of that. So I want you to go to tutorials, go to paint by numbers, and then start simply painting. Just go, oh, so many to work with. Look, there's a very easy one here. Look, one. Go to the line brush. One. Right. And then four. Look. One. Right. This improves your strokes. And then change the size here. Easy. This app has been designed to make you improve your drawing stroke. The first important thing of, and then it's got pencil drawing. So let's get out of here. Pencil drawing here. Pencil drawing, absolute beginner, trace drawing, photorealistic drawing, which have done on phones and tablets, intermediate tutorial, all these lovely categories. So don't ignore that. These are so important to you to be getting good. If you're looking for quick fixes, like in Paint by Numbers, like where you click a button, numbered region, and it fills it with color, I don't know. Some people enjoy that, but to me, you're never going to learn to draw like that. So it may be fun, but it's not. That's not Paintology app. It's designed to teach you drawing. So let's. I've taken up a lot of time. Let's go to Draw and open up the image we downloaded. This one of Baptiste. Wonderful. Look at that. So we've loaded in Trace. You can load any image of your choice. I'm just showing you this example. And then we're going to show you a few steps where drawing experience is not required. Look at these lovely. This is his painting. Look at these lovely sweeping strokes. Just magnify it and have a good look around. Right? Wonderful, isn't it? How he's done that. It's just incredible. And the whole thing just lovely. Lovely blossom of colors. Sky, swirling clouds. So first thing I do is I often use the line brush, and I want to keep it simple. I'm not here to show off or show my drawing skill. Some of you might want to see me go through the whole thing because you know what I can produce, right? But that's only because I've extended my skills and I continue to extend my skills. So if you want to learn, you can learn from me because nobody draws digitally. Nobody creates art digitally like I do. No, I haven't found anyone. I would love to hear from other people who do. I'd love to hear from you guys to do it exactly the way I'm showing you. There's nothing difficult about it. So, so 1 second. That was my daughter screaming. So, just give me 1 second. Hello, sorry about that. Okay, so how are we going to do this? This is a very interesting one, and I want you to look at colors in a different way. Look at colors. Colors are what makes the reality, the realism. And yesterday I spent bunch of time on a wonderful link. I might put it up on the description. It just showed the marvelous journey of post-impressionism, and it showed a whole bunch of paintings, beautiful paintings by the very people who brought the modern era of art. And it just was a handful of people. It wasn't a huge movement, handful of people who were like at the pinnacle of their names in the art, and they brought this lovely, and then they knew that the more they pushed the boundaries of art, the more people would appreciate it, and that's what happened. And sure enough, they really understood everything. They utilized their brushes, they utilized them effectively, the colors and the tones that make up the textures. You see the textures here? How they use it, apply a dollop of texture. They're not trying to create refinement. They're just doing it with the brush. Anyone can do it if they learn. But first of all, this whole idea is to show you how to get our drawing, which is going to be here, pretty much nothing there on the left side, and then here. So if we were to use a line brush, this red color, and we've got these colors. But the beauty of the trace mode is that you don't need to select the exact colors that are on that. You have what is called the color picker. I'll show you. Look at that. Pick the blue color, and you know it's going to pick the white color. And if you go down here, it's going to pick that color. If you go down here, it's going to pick that color. You go down here, it's going to pick that greenish color. And this is what we have. See the colors we have? Wonderful, isn't it? That's block coloring. This is a method of coloring which gives life to the end drawing that I've shown you. So before I do that, I'm going to go with this. I'm going to take down this density setting. Don't worry about it, what it is, but then I'm going to keep this. And then I'm just going to follow the colors. Remember what happens if I if I pick the color picker and then I go here, this is what I have. And let's see for ourselves if we got the right colors. Okay, so see that? This is what we have. Look at the sky, okay? So let's continue that path, right? Right, because we got this 10% brush, and now we're gonna just simply, and then if we see anything is dark, just add it in there. Go over it a couple of times. Nothing difficult. I'm trying something different each time. You'll notice if you go to any of my earlier tutorials, I never do the same thing twice. I think it's a good idea not to do something different, and that's what a lot of these artists do. They do something different. So let's see if we've got that right. So you got, this is 60%, 11%, okay? Remember, if we landed on that plant, if our stylus landed on those plants, it would actually pick up those colors And so we have to be careful that we don't do that. That will come afterwards. But right now we're picking up these warm colors in the background. Let's see what we have. And then zoom out and then go out again and then ask ourselves, we got the colors. We haven't got these darker colors. So see, if I flick back and forth, I can go from my canvas to that. So I'm going to say I need these darker colors. Yes, it's perfect. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then here, right? Okay. So that's what I'm doing, picking the background color, nothing related to the foreground. These are just the foundational colors. And then you might think, well, that's a tree there, isn't it? Here's a tree here, right? There's a tree and it's brown. So you should carry on with the blue color, which is this color, right? This color. Let's see what happens when we, right? You probably are thinking I should carry on with this. And yeah, you're right. You can carry on with the blue sky because that's what's behind this tree. But we make the work a little easier. Let me show you. We make the work a little easier by adding these blue haze as well. The darker haze that make up this. Okay. And then we can say, well, what about this background color? Can you get that? Yeah, we can. So that's what we're doing right now. Okay, let's carry on. Look, it's got this lovely white cloud that's peeking through that blue. And then we can pick this and just carry on. Yeah, is that dark enough? This dark bit that but the rest is sort of lighter blue, right? Yeah, got it. Okay, now do you see what I'm doing here? Okay, same thing. This color in the background. So I'm doing something very different to what I would normally do. And that's because it just came to me and I thought, okay, I'll do that. Why not? Because you're not going to be able to do things if you don't practice. You're just going to be thinking about it. And I'm a real practitioner, I'm sorry to tell you. There. Okay, see how I'm doing this? Let's follow this one. Right, you can swing it from left and right, or you can click the button. See that color there? Now we're going to add that color there. It's dark. And then it's got a little bit of dark here. And then it's got that lovely blue here. Right. So the sky is easier to do because it's not blocked by anything else. But then it's got this blue color stretching all the way here. Then it's got, remember there will be areas that I can't possibly get right because I don't have the brush size or the size of the brush, you know. But that's okay because we're just laying down. If you look at people who draw acrylic with oils, right, they will be doing exactly that, laying down the foundational colors and then getting down to the design, yeah? Okay, we just want to get match something close to the background that Baptiste had meant. Look here. So again, I'm putting that. That's the cloud he's got. And then he's got this. If you're not sure of transferring these colors, go to the midpoint and continue this exercise, yeah? Go to the midpoint so you can actually see the reference. right? Right, see? So you can do it with the sky because there's nothing blocking it. Yeah, so there's a free passage of colors. You'll see I've kept it the midpoint. That's all we're doing. All right, let's see what we got. See, these are very closely matched. And now we have to do this color. So make sure you pick the right color. So even though the tree's got these at the foreground. Right there. Now we're going to try something a little different. This would be this color. Wherever you see this color, this really trains you into thinking about tones, really gets you to think about tones. Look at this. See this dark patch here? You might as well lay that down, right? Just doing it like, pick the right colors, and you'll know you picked the right colors. This is just the background color of the tree. Nothing to do with the tree itself, but just the background. What we're interested in, as I've said, is creating these foundational colors. You must have seen your favorite YouTuber paints exactly like that. They lay down the colors first and then crudely, and then they look at this color. Look at that, right? So I'm now switched to my extreme end of the colors. Look, beautiful. And then we don't know what the horizon is. So I need to go back to the midpoint and get these colors down. Yeah, take it beyond the tree trunk, right? Because we're going to do that afterwards. Okay, you don't stop at the tree trunks because these actually go back. Because remember, we were just focused on the background colors. Okay. Don't worry about the details of it. So you got this color there. That's the white. Looks white, but it's not. And then we have this big gap here. So this one is probably this kind of color. Right, you see how we got the background, yeah? Okay, now what we can do is look at the details of this. This is actually, since I've got a little bit more time, I'm going to reduce this to about, usually, as a rule of thumb, usually just see these colors there? Usually I just reduce it by half of what I originally had. If you don't know what size you need to set, right? Color picker, just following the right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through it again. So make sure you actually pick the colors that are there. Don't go across, just across the whole landscape, because there are different features in the landscape, right? Right, so keep it tight, localized. Don't worry about getting it right. I'm just laying down these colors bit by bit because I know I'm picking out these colors. And then because we have a density setting of 60%, so I've got these colors. So I'm just laying down these. They're always looking to see how far the tools can be used. They're not a slave to the tool, just in digital medium. Unfortunately, everyone's a servant to the tools. But if you look at these grandmasters, the tools are subservient to them. They're the masters of the tools. That's why they can extend their skill sets way beyond. And then the same thing applies to digital. If you know your tools, you can make drawing well. Look, am I actually using digital tools? I'm essentially drawing like I would in the traditional, right? And this is my heart and soul, in case these people who think that it has got no soul. There, I'm putting my heart and soul here. Right? The tools ain't doing that for me. So let's see what we got. Isn't that amazing? It's not. We got this. The reason why we got these dark patches, see that? But then we can see that this area needs a dark patch here. Right? So we can actually go through. I'm going to give you a teaching on the tonal, and I still got a good five minutes or so to give you a really good understanding of tones. So this is excellent for me to show you tones. I'm glad I went through this way. So, okay, I'm going to open it up again because this is a prototype that the, oops, I've lost it. Oh no. Yeah, this happens. No, I haven't lost it. Thank God. Okay, here. I was thinking I needed to do something different. All right, so here you can see here my drawing and then this. Right? Look what we're doing. Right? That drawing, nothing like the other one, but I'm going to show you something very unique. Is now let's try and capture these tones even further. Okay, let's spend a few minutes capturing the various tones and see where we've gone perhaps a little wrong or could do better. I can see I could need to do that. And I can see I need to on that cloud. So we just go about improving. Now let's focus on this area. Right? I can see I need to take some of that and bring it down. Just do a little, not a lot, just enough. Okay, and then I can see here that this little white patch, that not too much, just a little bit. Don't get carried away with that. Just get the tones that you feel that you might have missed out. This is really good practice for you. Right there. Okay, look at that color we got. And we got a deep blue. There's a white patch there. So I'm picking the colors. Really excellent way of getting a tonal understanding. So can you see these light blue? You're really becoming acute to what's actually present in the reference image, and you're transferring these tones. Can you see the little dark greeny patch? Oh God. That's a big, it's a big brush. Maybe we'll bring it down to 3%, 3-4%, yeah. So we have more control. See that there? A little bit. You can, as you get zoom in, you get more of the features that you want to. Not getting these darker. Look, it gets really dark here. Very dark. And then, but it's followed by a little darker region, and then lighter regions around it. Right. And down here. This is really good practice for you. Color picker. Nothing difficult about that. That's really doing two things, helping you to improve your drawing strokes. As well as learning what the actual tones are. And we're now beginning to go to the trees. Very subtle trees that. So you could ask yourself, well, you told us not to do that. But then again, you know, sometimes these background can get so nestled up. Don't worry about it. Just do the background. Don't worry about details of it. Just do it. Look at this beautiful strokes. We're probably gonna carry on part 2 like this. And, you know, right now I'm just getting this real shapes, and we'll continue to build on this using this. This is really helping you to understand tones and form and shape. See how we created the form here, just like what's intended in the original. Not exact, but still it's somehow a little bit of the form of what Jean Baptiste wanted. We did Pissarro, I think it was yesterday. I don't remember. No, that was the day before yesterday. We had a different way to approach that. Now we're doing this. Look at that, his brush strokes come straight in. They understood what their brush strokes could represent in their painting. That's the branch tree. Don't worry about that. Let's go all the way down to the horizon, and then we'll stop there, and then we'll do part 2, which is coming up in the next channel. Okay. Pick these colors. Pick all these colors, going all the way to the sky. Right. If you want to, you can do some of that tree extending out. Look, it's got a little paler color going all the way down. It's got this. They were masters of colors, believe me. And it was amazing when I looked at that site, I realized, why don't they show them in the mainstream? It's wonderful. They just show the usual paintings that's been recognized, but then they leave out these other marvelous paintings they've done in their lifetime. So wonderful. I could not tell you how pleased I was when I was right there. Let's have a look. See, we created more of that, and then we'll carry on. So let's have like a 6-7 minutes break, and we'll carry on with the land, working our way, getting more of those tones that he intended. The same tones. We'll just work in a different angle so you can continue to embody the understanding of the variations in tones at a high resolution, and that's what translates into a really good drawing. Okay, and it's not difficult to see what I'm doing here. So please join me on part 2 on the other channel, and you'll see the link in the that I showed you earlier in the what was that there? You can see it here. There, you'll find the link here or in the description, part 2 here, 9 GMT, which is like 6-7 minutes away. So I'll join you there, and thank you for watching.